I would say that something that should be on broadcast now. It says we should be live on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, I think we're live.
We are live. Okay, hello, good evening everyone, and welcome to the 6th round of the RC ALMS. You have to excuse me a second, but dog's licking my face. He's licking my lips, so I can't speak that well. I do apologise. Anyways, round 6 of the championship, we are live at Autopolis Short, and we're going to be seeing the GT plus the GTC drivers out on track. My name is Savvy, and joining me in the booth is a guy that's had some success around this track in the Clios, Mr. Rascal. How you doing, Rascal?
I'm very well. I'm doing a bit better now that you mentioned that I won a race here before. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, because apart from that win at Spa, your last win was at Hugh in the Clios where you did that no-stop race, didn't you? If you can remember that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised you remember it because you didn't exactly give me much time on the broadcast, but yeah, this is a circuit that brings back memories, of course, of you know, some attempted 200 IQ strats from myself. Today's gonna be a bit of a different challenge. We're in proper GT cars.
Yep.
Not Renault Clios, so it should be a bit faster, a bit more chaotic.
It's definitely what my bedroom is. It's definitely what my bedroom's going to be like now, because my dog wants to get off the bed. Right, go on, you want to get off? You want to get off, CZ? Go on in. Right,
you know,
carry on.
I'm just looking forward to seeing some racing today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what we're all here for, to actually see something going on. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, actually quite excited.
Right, so just about when qualifying is about to get starting very soon, we'll talk about the points after what happened last week at St. Croix. So in the P1, the class standings, Inman pretty much dominated it from the race from the start there. So he leads the championship now in the P1s with 79. I was going to say yours truly, but I'm not racing in it. Rascal is sitting in second with 73. Charles, yeah, we're just about to get qualifying starting.
I'm just trying to cut Savvy off because don't want you reminding me about last week's race.
No, I wasn't going to talk about last week's race. I was talking about the points. So Rascal was sitting second in 73. Charles with his well, he didn't show up last week, didn't he? He is now third in the championship and quite a bit away from the two ahead of him. Le Bomba on 34, Jerry Belt on 26. As qualifying looks like it's about to get underway. Just having a bit of a black screen at the moment on my end there.
Likewise.
Okay, yeah, okay, we're back, we're good. I think there's been a bit of a pit glitch. Yeah, there's a couple of cars having a pit glitch, unfortunately.
Yeah, nice
oh no,
glitch.
Maybe not.
But
I think
it seems to be resolved, yeah.
Yeah, well, good stuff there. Well done there, Polyphony. Hallex, who made his debut at the championship, sits 6th on 19. Kofi Law and Danik, the new guy.
Should we talk about the drivers who are racing today? Actually?
Yeah.
Now, especially now that qualifying's, we can do the standings later.
Well, I was going to do that now, and then we're going to do the drivers in this the thingy. So, go on them.
So yeah, qualifying. I think it's only 5 minutes long. Mm-hmm. So drivers are going to have like 1 or 2 attempts at most to get a nice flying lap in, as Alex runs quite wide out of. I'm not even sure what that corner's called, but it's that happens. So
I've got the track map with me.
So for the GT drivers today, we have Antibiotic, we have Alex Gaming, Robo making his debut in this championship. It's been a long time since he's had his PS4, so welcome back, Robo. We have Dominguez, the dominant driver in the GTs.
Yeah, 3 wins out of 3 in his class, but he was beaten last week in the when they had their Make Fun race with Crow. Yep. So Crow will definitely think that Dominguez can be beaten.
Yep.
Speaking of Crow, there he is.
Yeah, Beetle should be good around here. In the GTCs, we have Zanzibar. I think he's raced in this championship before.
Yeah.
It's always good to see drivers turning up again. We'll see what he can do. Now that, you know, he's got the jitters of his debut out of the way. As he starts his first lap, he's got Metcalf right behind him. I'm not sure he's close enough to get the toe, but maybe he's looking to Zaza for some lines and some tips. We have Fubar, who I think Fubar's feeling quite confident at the moment. given his driving recently. Every race I've seen him do, he's constantly been improving. And I think is that a fresh livery for Fubar?
Yeah, I think he's had 3 different liveries when we've seen. Oh, Gunnell has finally joined. Hello, Gunnell. How you doing? Yeah, I think I remember he had a Muse livery in the first round. I think that was at Blue Moon. Then it was a sort of different livery which he did well at Tsukuba, and I think this is like a third different livery for Fubar.
I quite like this one. Looks like a checkered flag.
It looks like I think there's like some sort of code at the back of the car.
Like a QR code.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just seeing that now. But I think he's going for a bit of a checkered flag look. So let's see if he's the first one to take it today. Then we have so drivers have completed their first runs. So Crow is currently sitting in first in GT, 0.067. So that's just over half a tenth ahead of Antibiotic in second. Antibiotic setting a storming lap time in that Corvette to put him in second. He's only 100th of a second ahead of Dominguez in third, who'll be hoping to improve. Who in turn is half a tenth ahead of Alex Gaming in fourth in that Porsche. And it looks like Robo's not set a representative time yet. He's done a 107.7, which is actually slower than Thunderbig, who's provisional pole in the GTC class. So that's a great lap by Thunder.
Oh, Alex has gone to the pole now.
Alex has just set a brilliant lap time, a 106.6. I saw in chat that he hadn't been practicing for this race, but maybe I'm wrong. As he's provisionally put his Porsche onto the pole position.
Robo's gone 5th with a 106.848, so really it's all close in the GT class there. Just like a quarter of a second separating Alex to Robo.
So these guys should get one more run after this lap. I'm riding on board with Robo at the moment to see if he can improve his position. He's currently sitting in 5th in class, only 1.5 not even tenths, sorry. 1.5 hundredths of a second behind Dominguez. That is a very fine margin indeed. So GT split by 2 tenths across the entire field. Robo's up by a tenth on his previous best.
Baldy One is fastest now in the GTC class. He beats Thunder Pig there by a quarter of a second. Zazimba is third overall in the class as Robo goes second, but has been beaten by Dominguez. Dominguez goes into pole, Alex second, Crow third, and
that is insane.
They've got time to do one more lap.
Dominguez's lap is 0.003 of a second ahead of Alex. Talk about a margin from from P1 to P2. This lap, his first sector isn't looking too healthy. I'm just trying to see what the other drivers are doing at the moment, who to watch out for.
I was just about saying there that Zanzibar is third fastest in the GTC class, and alright, cars are going off there. Fubar is 4th fastest in the class. Metcalf is just parking his way out of Dunlop, and we're just waiting for GW Garnell just making his appearance, but he came in 2 minutes late, so will he have another 2 minutes left on his time?
Crow's on wide, so he's done for qualifying.
Oh yeah, he's gone off big off. Wide.
And any drivers improve, so and he's finished. I don't think he improved.
Alex Gaiman didn't improve.
What about Crow? No, he's not improving.
No, because Crow went off, didn't he? But I mean, look how close that is from 1st to 4th. Just less than a tenth from 1st to 4th. And then you got Antibiotic in the Corvette there, just over a tenth behind Robo. It's going to be super close in the GT class, and then. Well, we're just waiting for Garnell. He's just making his way then out of Kawasaki, the last corner, which I'm pretty sure he should have a couple of minutes left.
I think this might be his. Oh,
how's his outlap?
Well, no, I think he's finished. I think he's finished with qualifying. He's slowing down.
Oh, right, okay, he's slowing down on the main straightaway. Okay, then.
So that's qualifying complete.
So we'll pick up the live timing for you then. So look how close that is there. Dominguez getting the pole yet again in the GT class. They're only 3 thousandths faster than Alex Gabriel in the Porsche. Then Cro Magno is exactly half a tenth slower than Dominguez's time. And then Cro was half a tenth slower than Alex's time. and then Robo just less than half a tenth slower than Cro Magnus time. It's so close there between the top 4, and then Antibiotic. You feel that a full tenth behind is going to be quite big, but trust me, it's not. Super close in there in the GT class there. The Baldy one sits on the pole in the GTCs. Then you've got Thunder Pig, who will start second in the class. Zanzibar is third overall. Fubar fourth. WM Metcalf in fifth, and Garnell rounding out the field in sixth place with just making one lap time of a 109.445. Well, by the way it looks like qualified is happening, has happened, this should be a very, very close race between the top 5.
Yeah, the GT drivers are split by the width of a feather at the moment. So that could be quite interesting. It's a difficult track to pass at, but you don't try, you don't get. So we'll see if anyone fancies a move at Dominguez going into T1. If he's got the inside, should be quite difficult. But yeah, Alex is going to be quite happy with that qualifying, even though he'll be disappointed that he wasn't on pole. But I think that's his best qualifying of the season, if I'm not mistaken. Second place in class.
Yeah.
A full half a tenth, which is obviously an astronomical difference, ahead of Crow in third. Beetle should be quite good around here with the tyre wear. So we'll see if his race pace is better than that third in qualifying, although again he's half a tenth behind Dominguez. Robo in fourth, making his debut in this championship. He's in the Audi, which is an edgy choice, bold choice. So
it's good to see a return in Robo, isn't it? I think the last time we saw Robo race was that 3-hour race at Spa, which you and I commentated on, and he got second. Correct me if I'm wrong, if that was the last time he did race in an ARC race, but that's the last time I can think of Robo racing in one of these.
Yeah, and he was in the Audi that day as well, so clearly it's a bit of a lucky charm for him. So fourth in qualifying, not exactly where I wanted to be, but I think.
I mean, I don't think Robo can complain being fourth in qualifying, only being a 10th off pole.
Well, as a racing driver, you always want to be starting from the front. He'll probably be a bit frustrated, I think. But the race is long. It's an hour long, and anything could happen. And Anti-Biotic, I mean, shout out to Anti, because I think he's not had the best of runs early on in the championship. But he's only 2/10 off pole on this particular track. And that Corvette is probably the most powerful car of the GTs. So could we expect to see some moves from Anti on that main straight?
And also after Dunlop, that straightaway there too, because I think that's where the Corvette will excel, and then the rest of the part of the track it will seem to struggle with the corners.
Well, Dunlop, you mean Dunlop Turn 1?
Yeah, Dunlop. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I will do. Right. Okay. I'll send you on. Yeah.
You don't have to. I'm just gonna.
I can't. I forgot to do it on law, but the reason why I kind of stopped is because no one calls the corner names. Well, it's just myself.
You can send me the track map, and I'll go through the GTC order. So.
Right.
It looks like Baldy won on pole. I'm gonna get the times up because he's
And Baldy looked very quick in practice. I think he was second overall in the practice session before qualifying. So I think with a shame with these cars having a 15-second separation, I think Baldy can actually race with the big guys up ahead.
Oh, we'll see about that. He is a full half a second behind Anti. So if you extrapolate that over an hour, that's probably going to be around about 30 seconds. So. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, who knows? Baldy could well be in with a shout of a top, beating some of the GTs, getting an overall top 5 result here. He's qualified on pole with a 107.396, 3/10 ahead of Thunderpig in second in the class. So those two, they've been at it hammer and tongs for the entire series. Yeah, they're going to resume their battle royale again today. Shout out to Zanzibar, I'm going to call him, if that's okay.
Yeah, Zanzibar,
qualifying, yeah. This is probably the first time I've commentated on him racing, and he's done a great job. Put his car third in class, 3 tenths ahead of Fubar, who's fourth in class.
He made his debut in Spa when it was the old classes. He made his debut at Spa.
I see.
He didn't make the main event, but but it's still good to see him, third place overall in class. So that's really good going for Zanzibar.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Let's see what he can do in the race. He's ahead of Fubar. I'm expecting a nice battle for the podium there. Metcalf isn't too far behind either. So, I think Zanzibar, Fubar, and Metcalf, they could be in for a nice little battle there.
And you never know, Garnell can also prop up a surprise there too.
He's been getting
better and better.
Yeah, he missed most of qualifying, did Garnell. So he only set one lap. Maybe that wasn't quite, he wasn't quite warmed up. So I'm not sure that's a representative lap from Garnell. But yeah, if he's got a bit more pace, he's only half a second behind Metcalf. And if anything could happen, if Baldy and Thunder, we've seen them make mistakes at previous races, and taking each other out. So I think in both classes today it's extremely open, and I can't really call. I wouldn't be want to be the person who calls who's going to win today.
Well, that's that question out the window. Because I was just about to say, who do you think will get the win in both classes there? But since you said you can't call it, I'm guessing you're gonna sit on that fence for me.
Yeah, I got a nice high view up here.
Yeah, I'm sinking it down with my weight on it. Anyway, we've got Jenny Bear and the Kobu in the Kobu. We miss Kobu, don't we? We miss Kobu. I'd love to see his AGC championship back at this track. Yeah, of course you dominated that race too in the AGC. Yeah, so yeah, you do love this track, don't you? Oh, that was actually the full circuit. My bad. Yeah, not the short circuit. Yeah, Yeah, that was a very hectic race in the AGC.
I have feelings about this track. I think it's quite fun to drive. I wouldn't call it one of my favourites, but it's
one of your favourites. You're 2 for 2. Well, 2 for 3 because you didn't win the first race in the Clios, but
it's not that fun for me. It's an alright track to drive. I think the short nature of this circuit means it's going to be a bit closer, a bit more tight in terms of traffic, hopefully. But yeah, it's quite a fun track to drive. It's a fun track to drive.
So in the field, go on.
I think my best track's probably Spa, but yeah.
After the winning LMP in the P1s, I'm guessing that insane race there with Jerry and I.
I got a bit lucky there. But it looks like they're doing they're doing a practice start here. So this is now, they're now entering the stacking zone. I'm seeing Dominguez, everyone's forming 2 by 2 behind Dominguez.
It's a bit of a mess further back though, with WR Metcalf. It's kind of squeezing Crow.
Well, yeah, Crow, and I don't know what happened to Crow and who's at the back? Thunder, but they're out of position on this practice start. So it looks like it's going well in some ways.
Some aspects, yeah. Robo just wanted to stick behind the GTCs by the looks of it.
I think he knows how to do a practice start, so he's not all that fussed about, just about being here. Maybe he wants to practice what it's like to lap a GTC, so... Okay, Zanzibar looks like he's actually defending this from Robo. Robo breaks a bit late and just sweeps around the outside. That's quite a nice move there.
So Sakurai at that corner, turn 3. I've sent you the track map as well.
You have, yes. Yes. I have that.
You never know, Robo can prop up a surprise and upset the Dominguez Cro-Magna battle for the championship, because, this is like officially the GT's fourth round. Dominguez has won all three. Cro Magna's got all three second place finishes, and Alex Gaming has got all three third place finishes. Because I was going to say in the points in the GTC class, Dominguez has got a perfect score of 66. Cro Magna's got 57, and Alex Gaming has got I think that's what 48 for picking up three third place finishes. 16 points, isn't it? 16, 32, 48. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess let's talk about the champion. Did you just bring up the championship order in GT?
In the GT, yeah. Just there was only the top three that I just posted. Said there.
Let me just find that. Yeah.
I'll just.
So yeah, Dominguez leading from Crow, from Alex, then from Anti Darth, who's been unfortunate. In a couple of races with
he's had disconnections, like at Spa, he got disconnected after I think it was before the race start, wasn't it?
Yeah, really unfortunate for him, and yeah, sorry that he can't make today. I'm sure that he would have been right in the mix with that GT group. So yeah, but yeah, shame for him. Also, Wiley unable to make it. He's sitting 6th in the championship, and Orloz in 7th in the GT championship.
And Wiley did that 12-hour race last night, so he'll be feeling a little bit tired or something like that. So I can understand.
I wonder if Wiley.
I wonder how they did. Well, I hope so. Him and his millions of fans in the Wiley fan club. There should be like I don't know if there's a Facebook group with that with the Wiley Coyote fan club. I don't know if there is. I'll join it for sure.
Okay, so apparently the grid is going to be one group, according to new race direction. So that means
Baldy can have an overall win.
Yeah, well, yeah. Anyone could have an overall win. It's quite a tight field. You're gonna have to watch out for Monsieur Baldi.
Yeah, gotta keep an eye on him because he has been the man that's been on fire and actually in the GTC class. So we'll talk about the GTC point standings. Thunderpig still leads it, but he has a 10-point advantage over Fubar. Gunnell in third in the championship with 46, and then Baldy won with the last GTC official races. He's had the last 2 wins out of it, so he's there to well, he could, probably get second place, if not closer to Thunderpig in the standings, even though he did miss the opening round. I think it was a Blue Moon. I think he missed that one. And WR Metcalf on 24, Slimmy Cam on 19, and the new guy Zanzibar on 12 points. For the GT class there, they've also got to use 2 sets of softs, so I could imagine them just going on the set of softs all throughout the race, because they've got 2 sets of softs to their name instead of the P1s or the PC classes, because yeah, the LMP ones and the PC class, the prototypes, because
of course,
because they have they've only got 1 set of softs to their name, whereas the GT drivers have got 2 sets of softs. So I don't imagine anyone going to the medium tire. I don't think. Well, I hope not, because I think
we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I just hope like some of the new guys would know about that.
Around this track, it's quite high tire wear because there are a lot of corners. It's very twisty one, heavy braking zones, tight radius corners. There's also that long left-hander.
Yeah, Nippon.
Which you sent me the track map on. Nippon.
Yeah, that could put some wear on the right front. You also got Kawasaki too, which is a bit of an annoying corner because there's a nasty bump. You go over the brow of the hill. I think we're just about to see. Here come. We'll look at Alex here. This is Nippon right here. Easing off the throttle and then back on it, then into 4th, possibly into 5th, and then go down to 2nd gear for this corner. Kawasaki, turn 11. There you go, over the brow of the hill. That could really upset the car there with the worn tyres. Oh,
it looks like he stayed in. It looks like he stayed in 2nd there. So, Alex did. So I wonder if he's shifting slightly. And he's shifting slightly early, so he's already planning the fuel save. Sorry, I don't know if I should be giving away his tactical secrets already, but yeah, maybe Alex thinking of the long game here. Baldy in chat you were about to bring it up. He said, I've no chance of an overall win. Well, Baldy,
I mean, second fastest overall in practice.
Yeah,
I mean,
don't write off your chances so early. You know,
Alex has gone off big time at Hazama.
see, Baldy, if all the GTs do that, then you got a chance, surely.
There's a look then at GW Garnell. Again, we've got 2 South Africans in the field, which is good to see. And we'll keep an eye on his progress, even though he is starting last in the field. But he is a driver that's getting better and better. So that's good to see. Also, we've got some upcoming ARC events coming up in the future. I think it is what... who was in the... Oh, it was Law with me. Yeah, Law was messaging about it, talking about it last week. Was the ARC World Cup that is happening. We're going to have... Was it 16 teams or something? I think it was about 16 teams, or was it 32? I can't mind exactly.
This is bad, but I don't know the exact details of it.
He's an admin member too.
Yeah, I know.
That's poor. That's very poor. That's very poor. Should be sacked. And we also got another. We've also got another event there that Baldy and myself have done up, and it's got approval from Techno, and that is the BTCC.
And now the race is starting. Yes.
And obviously, Rascal's not too interested about the BTCC series, so there we go.
I love a. Well, you know how much I love a good bit of BTCC savvy. But we can talk about that later, I think, because I think the drivers would want us to focus on the race.
Well, it's just to get people interested in signing up for it, but you know, there we go. Anyway, lights, we're just get underway. So as the cars are really getting off the line very, very slowly. I'm guessing all the drivers will go up into 6th gear, save that bit of fuel. So we'll give you a start of the lineup then. It will be Dominguez on the pole in the GT class, then Alex Gaming 2nd, Chromac the 3rd, Robo 4th, and Antibiotic in 5th. Pole sitter in the GTC class is Baldy, followed by Thunderpig, Zanzibar, Fubar, WR Metcalf, and Garnell rounding out the field.
Awesome.
And all the cars are weaving left and right to try and get the tyre optimal temperature. I wonder if Dominguez is a little fun race with Crow Magna. Hope it's not affected his dent in his confidence, as he's picked up 3 wins out of 3 when Crow beat him last week at St. Croix. And what can Alex Gaming do, because he's split the 2 drivers, first and second in the championship? And
should we talk about what tyres? So what tyres is everybody?
I think everyone's on the softs. I'd imagine everyone is on softs.
I'm just scrolling through.
Yep, everyone is on softs.
Everyone in the field on soft tyres.
Yeah. So then the field then all pack themselves up before Kawasaki, and then they'll get double file. Of course, there's one big long penalty burn that is at the Lexus straight at the start-finish line. I thought Dominguez nearly lost the rear out that BMW, but he can dictate the pace, and then we'll get... What's Antti doing there? He got going a bit way too early. And the race is underway, so Antti could get a bit of a penalty, I think, from the start, or from the officials for that there, because he did clip into the back of someone. Didn't see that was it Crow?
And he's also ahead of Robo already. Yeah, I wonder... Oh, Antti, and he's running a bit wide, and he's off.
Yeah, Antti got a little bit frantic at the start there from Antibiotic.
Oh, Alex is trying to go around the outside of Dominguez to get the lead, and he's got it. Brilliant move by Alex Gaming, who takes the lead from Dominguez. Going around the outside of turn 3 Sakurai. Yeah. Now, Crow is now having a look at Dominguez, and Robo is just sitting behind in tow, and Baldy's already up to 5th. He's only 2 seconds off the lead here.
So what a pass that was then from Alex to take the lead of the race there. Baldy, as you said, they're leading the GTC class on 5th overall. But let's see what Antibiotic can do after that frightful start from what Antti had done. But looks like this is where the Chevrolet can excel round here on the straightaways. And I think Baldy may have a bit of a tool on Robo. In fact, he does.
That's going to help Baldy so much. And he's got Antibiotic to split him from the other GTCs. Thunder is already 2 seconds roughly behind Baldy, And he's got Zanzibar, who's within the tow as well.
Metcalf has just gone off at Dunlop. He just went in a bit too deep at Dunlop and off he went. And look at Gunn now, he's now sitting 9th overall and that'll be 4th place in the class. Oh, and he went a little wide at Sakurai and he's got lost that spot to Fubar.
What a frantic start to this race, wow. Fubar runs a little bit wide, coming out of Hazama, but gathers it alright, and now he's going through Nippon right now. Stays well clear of the apex, but cuts back for a late one, taken quite nicely. He's got Gurnell's hunting him a bit, I think he's got the toe.
Oh, Robocopy on the outside of Crew at Kawasaki, that was about 4th position. Antibiotic has found a way by the Baldy one, so that's now overall 5th place.
Crow's defending the inside from Robo. He's defending the inside.
Oh wow, he's really hugging Crow. He's really hugging Crow on the left side, sorry, the right side of the Lexus straightaway. So that's going to compromise him into Dunlop.
Robo does the cutback. He gets the cutback coming out of Dunlop. And that's 3rd position for Robo. Great move.
Yeah, that was smart there.
Now he can set off to the top 2. Dominguez has caught back up to Alex Gaming, set the fastest lap of the race on lap 3, 106.8. He's now within 4 tenths, of Alex.
And he started
out of shape off the exit.
And he started doing all of that at the start-finish straight when he just leaned on Crow so that Crow wouldn't get on the racing line breaking into Dunlop, which then Probo did, got better apex out of the corner and just got by Crow. So smart racing there from Robo. Looks like he's not showing any of that rustiness from racing in that 3-hour race at Spa the last time.
Yeah, he's already overtaken a couple of drivers today. I'm just looking back further through the field. Ooh, as Robo weaves to break the slip of Crow. Antibiotic has found a way past Baldy, but Baldy's still in that slipstream. He's still hanging on to the GT field. He's only 4 seconds off Alex.
Oh, Crow's trying to ride out Dunlop.
But he closed in on Anti through the corner, so Baldy's clearly got something hooked up. Saying that though, Thunderpig is only a second and a half behind. So battle for GTC is far from over. And Thunder's closing the gap ever so slightly. I think the last lap Thunder was oh wait, no. My mistake.
He's
must have been the lap before, yeah. But they're pulling away from Zanzibar, who in turn's pulling away from Fubar. But there's a battle in fourth in the GCC class between Fubar and Garnell. Of course, Fubar goes a little bit wide out of Nippon. There we go. And Garnell's still in that slipstream. So if he can get a nice run off the final corner, Kawasaki, he loses the slip unfortunately.
Taking a break very early going into Kawasaki, and he's lost a lot of ground now.
But their last laps are so evenly matched. They both did a 109.0, so really not a lot to split between the back of the GTC field. And in fact, Garnell was a lot more fuel than Fubar, like a lot more. So Garnell clearly playing a long game here.
Meanwhile, back up front then, Alex is still leading the way, just about 6 tenths advantage he has over Dominguez, and Robo is still trying to hound them down in third. He's bringing Pro Magno with him, and again, Baldwin keeping Anti very, very honest for that 5th spot. And then I think to me that Thunderpig is still trying to keep Baldy again very honest, but he's losing just a tad bit of ground away from Baldy 1. Then there's a look at Zanzibar in 3rd overall in the class there, and you said the battle with Fubar and Garnell. So yeah, I think Garnell may be fuel saving behind Fubar, I reckon. The amount of fuel that's saved from Garnell, and then WR Metcalf after making that mistake at Dunlop, but it's still very early days, 52 minutes to go, and he's nearly 6 seconds adrift from Garnell. But like I says, there's another 52 minutes for Metcalf to improve.
Garnell just set his fastest lap of the race of 108.6. which is 2 tenths quicker than Fubar. So he's back in the slipstream, and with that fuel advantage, it could pay dividends. Look at that, he's 3 tenths up on his best. So Garnell's starting to find the groove. He missed qualifying, but now maybe he's starting to show his pace a bit more come the race, and he's looking to pick apart the GTCs one by one.
And you look at his lap times too. Look at the lap times: 1:10.0, 1:9.2, 1:9.0, 1:8.6. He's getting quicker and quicker.
Yeah, and at the moment he's lapping quicker than Zanzibar, who's third in class. So that Garnell could be looking at challenging for a podium here if he keeps this pace up for the next 51 minutes. Looking further ahead in GTCs, the gap between Thunder and Baldy, I mean, they're in a class of their own, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty much.
Thunder just out at 107.5, Baldy at 107.9, so Thunder closing in by 4 tenths on that last lap. So the gap just over a second. And Thunder, he's...
Because he's like 2 seconds away from Antti, and he was all over the back of him, wasn't he?
Yeah, and Thunder's doing a great job taking care of his tyres. He's, I'm looking at the fronts on both Thunder and Baldy, and he's got half the tyre wear that Baldy has. So being able to take care of your tyres is critical in this race. And look, he's in the slipstream now as they go through Nippon again. Yeah.
I don't know if Baldy races with a pad and Thunder races with a steel, but I mean with a wheel. But I think, you know, that's obviously one of the beneficials of having a wheel is it'll be better tyre wear, isn't it, than a wheel than a pad, I reckon. Is it true, or
I'm pretty sure that Baldy has a wheel.
Okay.
He must have made a mistake on that last lap, because look at that consistency from Thunder. He just did either 107.5, 107.5, 107.4. So 3 laps within 1.5 tenths. I mean, the man is in the groove, and he is. Look at that. He's now properly on the tail of Baldy.
Oh, and Baldy,
yeah, Baldy's last lap was a 108.3. So that battle for GTC is hotting up more and more. I'm just scanning back to the front here, and so Dominguez and Alex Gaming have been caught by Robo. So Robo is now less than a second off the lead. Yeah, and so Dominguez and Alex, both of their last laps were in the 107s, was Robo still doing 106s behind them. So Robo clearly is the fastest of the 3 drivers at the moment. Oh, Dominguez is in the he's making a move on Alex.
Yeah, and Alex is not really defending the lead there, and he's just basically gifted the lead to Dominguez at Dunlop. So, yeah, that's quite strange. I thought if you were getting under pressure there, I thought you would defend your position, but no.
No, I think Alex is playing the long game here. But what that's done is that's allowed Robo, who runs a little bit wide out of Sakurai, so he loses a couple of tenths there. But he's closed right onto his gearbox. So that top 3 running nose to tail in the GT class. Although, saying that,
Cro-Magna's still there.
He's still there. He's just a second behind. And then you have Antti, who's also... He's less than 5 seconds off the lead. So, really, this GT field is very, very close together.
And then have a look at the GTC class again. Baldy's still leading, under some severe pressure from Thunderpig, and you can see Zanzibar still third overall in that class, but he's already 7.5 seconds away from Thunderpig in second. Fubar, Dominguez setting the fastest lap of the race now with 106.653, and again Garnell still battling with Fubar for 4th and 5th overall, and WR Metcalf still in 11th overall.
And Garnell has a good 10 to 15% more fuel than Fubar right now. So Garnell, in fact, I think he's got more fuel than pretty much the rest of the GTC field. So I wonder if Garnell was playing a different strategy game here. He seems happy to sit behind Fubar. His last 2 laps are both in 108.7. Look at how close he is to Fubar here. I'm not sure he's going to be close enough to make a move. Yeah, look at that. He brakes quite early, 50% brake, but look at his tyre wear as well. Garnell has so much better tyres than Fubar ahead of him.
And Fubar went defensive at that would be at Hazama.
Yeah, he's having to defend for all his worth, because this guy is hunting him, he's hounding him. And if I'm Garnell, you want to get past Fubar as quickly as possible, because look at his tyres, they look almost pristine compared to Fubar's.
and we're 11 laps into the race, and you can just see up ahead because we're on board with Garnell. In fact, he's going to make a look then at Kawasaki. Really late brakes.
And he goes wide.
He went off late. He just broke really
Only
late
spun
there.
now as well.
And here comes Metcalf, and he will go through. Disaster there for Garnell because he was having such a good race. We were on board with Garnell too, and he just mistimed his braking at Kawasaki. Yeah, really late on the brakes, and then car went off into the kitty litter. Does a half spin, and then here comes over the brow of the hill. Here comes Metcalf. Such a shame for Garnell.
Sorry, Sav, we've missed something quite dramatic in GT because
Dominguez.
Yeah, Robo's down in fourth. Dominguez is 1.7 seconds over Alex in second, who in turn is 1.3 over Crow. And yeah, Robo's fallen back behind Crow, so I wonder what happened in GT, but yeah, Dominguez is he's now the man on the mission.
Yeah, it was just about it was just a matter of time of Dominguez trying to get by Alex, and then he would just shoot off into the distance. That's pretty much been the Dominguez way, just dominate the race there. We were on board now with Robo, making the way out of Dunlop. So he did a 109.0 that last lap. So yeah, he did must have make a pretty big mistake there to lose a position to Crow in the process. But he's already 3.5 seconds away from the leader Dominguez, who is got nearly a 2-second advantage over Alex in second place.
And I want to talk about Dominguez because I think part of the reason why he's now setting the pace is his tyre wear. Like I said in the GTCs, Dominguez has much better tyres than all of the other runners in class. So he's just able to coax his BMW through these corners quite nicely without taking too much out of the soft tyres. And now he's got over 2 seconds on Alex as he goes through Kawasaki onto the back straight.
Just paying our attention to the battle then for the GTC class lead, and again Boulder still has it over Thunder Pig, and then Zanzibar is nearly 10 seconds adrift away there. When we were on board with Garnell when he went off with Kawasaki, I was just about to say they're just catching up to Zanzibar in that BMW, third overall in the class, but then obviously with Garnell making that critical mistake, it's you know, it's allowed Fubar to have a lot of breathing space now away from Garnell and try and catch up to Zanzibar for the bottom step of the podium.
I will say this: he's 13 seconds behind Zanzibar, so that's not actually that big a gap. 13 seconds with 44 laps to go. If he's got the pace and the tires, you know, his last lap was half a second quicker than Zanzibar. So half a second, if he is able to keep this pace up and keep his tires in the zone, then he's setting blue sectors on. So clearly the car is still underneath him, and we might be seeing a charge from him later on.
I'm just wondering if that he's not saving fuel now and he's just getting the guns going. It looks like he's back to his, back into that zone again, because he did a 108.7, which is best as a 108.6. So that's just a shame there for Garnell, because like I said, he has been getting better and better and better, but he's just you cut out those mistakes and he could be a real threat for podiums.
Oh, Alex has made a mistake. Alex has made a mistake. He's back in fourth in class. We completely missed that.
So Crow went already by him. Oh, and then Alex lost the rear out of Dunlop, and that's allowed Robo to get into third. So he just got on the curb at Dunlop, put the power on, and lost the rear.
Oh, Alex, that's not a mistake you need to be making. He was looking good second in class there, but
He did. He looked really good. Look at Robo. Robo's all over the back now at Crow for second. And meanwhile, Dominguez is shot off into the distance. Nearly 4 seconds he's got over Crow in second. Now, this is going to be an interesting battle with Robo and Crow. Two admins of the ARC. Crow's a very determined racer. He's not going to give up a position that easily. So let's see where can Robo find a way by Crow. He's still there. Oh, can't hear Rascal. I hope his mic's okay.
I'm still here. I'm still here.
Okay.
I just didn't say anything. Sorry.
I know. I was
Apologies,
like,
viewers. I'm just not that talkative. I'm looking at Robo here, and he's on the gearbox of that Beetle ahead of him. So they're going through Nippon, and the Audi is quite strong in here. So maybe Robo's going to get the run and the chance down into Kawasaki. I think Crow must have been the inside.
Crow seen the run that he was getting. Oh, let me contact guys side by side in Kawasaki. Crow's sort of pushing him out a little wide, and all the more that's gonna, and Robo flashing the lights there to Crow. I think that's a bit of banter between the two admin members.
Yeah, I think that was quite ambitious from Robo to try and go around the outside of Crow. I don't think that was ever going to happen. Oh, Crow runs a bit wide at Dunlop, and Robo's going to get the run and the overlap, and he's through.
Yeah, he's got the inside, he's got the overlap, and he will have the inside 10-3 Sakurai, and that is third place. So now, can Robo catch up 4.6 on Dominguez? 20 minutes have gone.
Oh, Crow gives him a little push through, I believe that's turn 4. Yeah, but no harm, no harm, no foul. And yeah, Robo's now got 4.6 seconds to catch to Dominguez. Make that 4.5.
The only problem is that Dominguez has got a bit more fresher tyres than Robo. Robo's tyres are a little bit worse for air than Dominguez,
and a bit more fuel. But we'll see. The Audi is still quite a strong car around this track, and I think Robo, having been released from Crow, he's already caught a couple of tenths back on Dominguez. So, yeah, let's see what Robo can do in these next few laps.
I tell you what, we don't usually see an Audi GT3 car like. I mean, obviously since we've done the GT3 Championship.
Sorry, Savvy. Battle for the lead in GTC. Baldy versus Thunder. Thunder goes to the outside, going into Dunlop, and he's got the lead. But Baldy brakes much later. Can he make the corner stick?
Yes, he can.
It looks like he can, yeah. So Baldy defends that. And Thunder, he didn't get the run off the corner that I was expecting. So he settles in behind Baldy. Now that's fine that, he's got 39 minutes left, so there is no rush to make a move at this stage of the race. I think Thunder will be quite happy just to be within touching distance of the lead.
Let's go on board then with Thunderpig, leading the championship by 10 points over, who was it again? Fubar, I think it was. And you can see there Fubar sitting 9th in the overall, but 4th in the race. Someone's made a pit stop already. It's Robo.
That's Robo. Yeah.
Very early pit stop, I have to say. 38 minutes to go.
So it looks like Robo's on for a 2-stop. We'll see what the pit delta is. He was 4.7 behind the leader. He's probably going to do a tyre stop. I wonder which tyres he's going to be putting on. If he's splitting this race into thirds. Let's see what he's on. He's on the fresh mediums. Yeah, and he's not fueled to the top. So to me, that looks like he's...
Something's happened there with Baldy and Thunderpig. I just see the moment. I think Baldy just lost the lead. I think he may have touched the gravel at Dunlop. Here's a replay. So we were concentrating on Robo in the pit lane, but something's happened because Thunderpig is taking the lead in the GTC class. Oh, and he just clips the grass and then scrapes the wall on the opposite side. And yeah, that was what Alex Gaming did when he lost that third spot. So Baldy did exactly the same to what Alex did, and that's complimented with losing the lead to Thunderpig.
Yeah. So I didn't see the replay of that, but that sounds quite dramatic. And now Thunder can stretch his legs. He's already got 2.5 seconds over Baldy. He's got fresher tyres as well. So Thunder now has, it seems like, all the cards. I just want to comment on Garnell because he's lapping faster than Baldy and Thunder right now, and he's catching up with.
He's catching up with Metcalf.
And Metcalf is right on Fubar as well, so that could be a 3-way battle for 4th in GTC.
Well, Fubar must have made a mistake. Yeah, Fubar made a mistake on lap 17, 113. He did a 1010 that lap as well. So a couple of mistakes in 3 laps from Fubar.
Garnell's still doing 108 as Metcalf makes a move to the inside of Fubar.
Oh, and slides it through Dunlop!
And Fubar cuts back.
But watch out for Garnell, he's catching them. I'd say he's more of the consistent of the three drivers on a battling near for position there. Oh God, Metcalf really sideways there going into Sakurai. I thought he lost the rear just a tad.
I'm seriously impressed with Gurnall right now. He could have dropped after also Metcalf as well, because I think Metcalf had an incident early on.
He had an incident at Dunlop where he just lost the mistimed his braking.
Both these drivers had problems early on, but they're recovering, and they're now challenging for the higher positions in the class. Fair play, guys.
Someone has went off again at. Who was that? That might have been Alex? I think Alex may have touched the grass out of Dunlop. Oh, he spun it! He actually spun it!
I need to see the replay on stream.
He lost out of Dunlop. He did it again.
Oh no. Oh, that's heartbreak for Carly Rae Jepsen Racing. Alex now dropping behind Antibiotic. The fourth in class. He is catching back up, but that's not what he wanted at all. And it's going to be very difficult to pass that Corvette. We know how good it is on power. I'm just checking Robo here. So Robo on those fresh mediums, I think he's purple through the first two sectors. But he's dropped behind both Thunder and Baldy after that first pit stop. So what's the slap time going to be?
It's going to be
107.2, which he's only a tenth quicker than Dominguez. So I think Dominguez. Yeah, I'm not sure the two-stop was the right call, but we'll have to see what the how the soft tires hold up later in this race. I'm looking at the battle for fourth in GTC.
Yeah,
Metcalf looks to the inside of Fubar, and Gurnall's right in pursuit as well.
Now,
so Metcalf now takes the inside again.
Can he make Dunlop a lot better than he did the last lap? Let's see. And watch out for
they're going too wide.
Metcalf has finally got the job done, but Gurnall didn't really take full advantage of it, because it looks like those two, Fubar and Metcalf, kind of squared each other up, or messed each other up, sorry, at Dunlop, and Gurnall could have an opportunity to stick by then, but alleged not to. I mean, this is the only real close battle for position, really. It's between these three drivers, and I'm pretty sure Metcalf, Fubar, and Gurnall will be having a whale of a time, having a terrific battle. It's just a shame it's not for the overall lead of the race there. Looks like Fubar one's a little wide there out of turn 7, and that's Gurnall now up into 10th overall and 5th in the class.
Yeah, and now Gurnall can set his sights on Metcalf. They're both catching Zanzibar up in third in class in GTC. So Zanzibar, his last lap was at 109.9. Metcalf just did a 109.8. And Gurnall, okay, we'll see what they can do in clear air. I think generally we might see a battle for that final podium spot in GTC. And Fubar's not out of the question either. We've seen how both of those drivers have made mistakes. Fubar is due in imminently for his pit stop. He's running very low on fuel, and his front tyres look quite bad.
Battle for third place then in the GT class there, Antibiotic versus Alex Gaming. Alex there trying to make erase those couple of mistakes that he had at Dunlop. You can just see.
Sorry, I'm just looking at Baldy and Robo having difficulty getting past the GT. I think that cost him quite a bit of time, but he's got the job done. Wasn't the cleanest thing I've ever seen, but now Baldy is was behind Robo, but he'll be looking to use that slipstream to good effect and maybe catch up to Thunder, who's already, I think, 6 seconds ahead of Baldy. Yep.
Yeah, Baldy's tyres are looking very worse for wear. I mean, the fronts look 50% done to me. Just having a look again at the battle for third then, Anti versus Alex. And Alex's front tyres are looking a little bit worse for wear. What about Antibiotic? His looking a little bit worse too. But Anti's flashing red on
Alex goes for the dive. He goes for the dive into Kawasaki. A little bit of contact.
Yeah. Is he going to give the spot back? I think he
may. And Anti, I think
Anti's
going to. I thought he was going to pit.
And Anti
My mistake.
lost the rear. He got on the power too early.
Alex gives the position back. So good fair racing from him. I'm not sure he needed to, but fair play nonetheless. And now the battle is going to resume between the two of them. They're catching Fubar.
I think Fubar must have made a pit stop.
No, yeah, he's made a pit stop, so...
Oh,
and he's not pulled up.
For Anti round a little wide there at turn 3, and that has got Alex gone through now. So Alex now back up into 3rd place, and it's status quo as it has been in the other 3 races in the GT class there. Dominguez 1, Crow 2, Alex 3.
Yeah, Alex is now 11 seconds behind Crow. So he's going to be hoping that... I think Alex versus Robo could be an interesting battle towards the end of the race, because they're on different strategies. Alex and Anti as well. I'm not sure what the net positions are in all of this, but I think Robo is battling with Anti and Alex for that final podium spot. I think he is catching them. Yeah, so yeah.
Do you know something? Thunderpig is only 3 seconds away from Anti as Baldy makes his pit stop. His one and only pit stop, I reckon. But yeah, Thunderpig is catching Alex and Anti.
Yeah, we were talking about Baldy all this time going for the overall win. Maybe it's Thunder.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, if you look at Alex and Anti's tyres, look at Thunderpig's tyres.
I'm not being funny here, but Thunder is lapping quicker than... Oh, he's the same pace as Crow. And I actually think he's catching both Anti and Alex. So halfway through the race, and he's only 3 seconds off of 4th in GT class. And obviously he's ahead of Robo's made his pit stop, so I don't think that Robo's also got more fuel, so I think...
I think Antibiotic will be coming in this time by. I think Anti will definitely come in. Maybe Alex as well.
Yeah.
Thunderpig will probably stay out, actually. Yeah, Anti comes in. Oh, Thunderpig comes in. Okay.
Oh,
and it's a very tight pit lane as well. Very tight pit entrance.
And you know something, Sammy? I reckon Thunder comes out ahead of Anti.
Ahead of Anti. Yeah, I was just about to say that. Yeah, just about to say that. So he'll put on another fresh set of soft tyres. And he'll fuel all the way, not more than what Anti will. So Robo's gone into 4th place. Alex has got 3rd now. Well, Alex has got to do a qualifying lap if he wants to stay out ahead. Out of potentially Thunderpig over Antibiotic here, maybe. Let's have a look. Where does he come out? He comes out just ahead, just behind Antibiotic, but then Garnell now is... oh, well, our leader's now into the pit lane, but Zanzibar. We ain't talking a lot about him. Zanzibar now leading the overall race in the GTCs. Garnell in 2nd.
He's only 3 seconds ahead of Garnell. Garnell has been flying. So Zanzibar, last lap, 1 minute 10.6. Garnell, last lap, 108.9. A full 1.7 seconds faster. So Garnell is on a mission, and he's, if we had the AWS battle forecast, that would say something like 2 laps on him. Plus maybe a high overtake difficulty.
Possibly, yeah. Anyway, Dominguez comes out of the pit lane, so too does Crow. So they've come out both in clean air. Zanzibar will still have yet to pit, as well as Garnell. And in fact, Antibiotic is actually catching up with the top 2 ahead of them. And he's also going to be bringing Thunderpig with him in as well. Let's ride on board there with Anti, getting the 2 out of Garnell. Hopefully Garnell will do the smart thing and just let him by. Oh, he's not. He's giving him a race. Lets him by. So he would lose a little bit of time, but the problem is now is that Thunderpig's catching. And Thunderpig's already made his one and only stop. But I mean, Zanzibar and Garnell has to stop again.
I think if Garnell is smart here, he might let Thunder go, because they are clearly not racing, or in terms of net positions, as Alex makes his we would assume one and only pit stop. Yeah, Garnell. So Thunder and Garnell, they know they're not racing. Thunder's made his pit stop already. He's got enough fuel to go to the end of the race. Garnell, he's fighting the third in class. Yeah, and Garnell doesn't defend it, so Thunder can take the inside line.
Garnell's trying, late braking at Kawasaki.
It's not again Garnell. Yeah,
he's got it there. Zanzibar into the pit lane. We should see Garnell pit. No, he stays out and does another lap. So Thunder Pig takes the overall lead now in the GT class. Garnell second, but is yet to pit. Baldy one in third. So yeah, in Zanzibar, as we just saw there, making his one and only stop. But it's going to be interesting where he'll come out. See where Fubar is. Fubar's just making his way coming out of Kawasaki, or going into Kawasaki.
I don't know where Zanzibar will come out in relation to Fubar, because he's going to have to fuel to the end of the race. I think Fubar's on a 2-stop.
Fubar
looks like he's on a 2-stop, so
he's on a 2-stop.
Yeah, so Fubar actually gets ahead of Zanzibar, and he's got less fuel in the car, so he really needs to pull away if he wants to challenge again for what's it called, third and fourth in class. As we see Dominguez in chat saying that he's exhausted. Come on, man, you've only got 26 minutes left. And he's driving fantastically so far, Dominguez. He's got 8.4 seconds ahead of Crows. He sets a purple first sector. He's 7.6 behind Robo. We know Robo is on that 2-stop. He's got to be coming in within the next few laps. And he's got a different problem now because he's caught up to the back of that GTC field. So he's going to need to try and get past Metcalf as soon as possible. Gets a good run out of Nippon. I think he'd be wise to stay behind her.
Yeah, he played early at Kawasaki, yeah.
Yeah, just stay behind into Kawasaki and get the slip, get the run on the straight.
Might not get the run because he hit the rev limiter in first.
He's not that close.
He hit the rev limiter.
Okay, now he's got it. And Metcalf isn't going to fight this.
Yeah. As he's entitled
Metcalf breaks later.
Oh, Metcalf's gone off. Oh, he just held on to it there. But again, Metcalf is also battling in his own right as well. They don't need to move out of the way.
No, they do not. So it looks to me like the GTs have spread out a bit. We're waiting for Robo to make his final pit stop.
Garnell's coming in. Garnell's to make his one and only stop.
So he's made that late. So that means he's going to have fresher tyres than the rest of the GTC field. And maybe he can use those tyres to good effect and try and score that podium. That first podium, I believe that would be.
It would be, yeah. He's got 29 seconds advantage over Fubar, who has, as you say, is on a different strategy now because Fubar is on a 2-stop. And Zanzibar is actually all over the back now of Fubar. Let's ride on board then. You can see Fubar already defending that spot there. But where is Garnell going to come out? Is he going to come out ahead or is he going to come up behind? He's going to come up behind. Look at the run that Zanzibar's got on the start-finish on the Lexus straightaway. Now into Dunlop. Has he got the job done? That'll be third place overall, and he's got it through. Well done, Zanzibar.
Yeah, Fubar didn't really defend that position too much. Playing the long game, could be smart, could be thinking, I can get this guy to drag me up the order. And the race leader, Robo, is approaching them. So, Robo, he's not going to enjoy the fact that he's having to pass a lot of traffic on this stint. And the problem is because he's pitting, he's going to have to maybe go through them all over again. But Dominguez, where is Dominguez? So he's coming up on Garnell. So Garnell now right at the back. He's fueled up to the top. Why has Garnell done that?
I don't know.
Why did he fuel up to the top, mate?
Maybe, well, probably he's not saving fuel. Maybe he's just gunning for it the last 23 minutes now.
Yeah, but I don't think he needed to fuel to the top. I think he could have saved, like, you know, I think he only needed like two-thirds of a tank. So he could have saved around about 5 or 6 seconds, which I believe is the gap to... Is that the gap to Fubar? Yeah, it is. So I think he could have been ahead of them at this point if he had underfueled a bit. But that's fine. He's going for the all-out strategy, and you can see that he's completely revving that car out now, getting the full capabilities of that BMW's power, and he's catching Metcalf.
Fubar is retaken third in the GTC class. Zanzibar made a mistake where we were just looking at Garnell. And Robo's finding it very difficult to get by the GTCs, obviously because they're pretty much equal power. But Yeah, you can see the gap just slowly coming down, and also the fact that Robo is on the mediums, whereas Dominguez is on the softs, and they're also on the different pit strategies as well. Robo's going for 2, and Dominguez is only going for the 1. But I mean, when Robo comes out of the pits, where's he going to be?
I reckon
30 seconds behind Robo.
It's gonna be really close, I think, because I think a pit stop is around about I want to say 25 seconds, maybe
something like that. So he could
maybe, but he has to fuel a bit more than he did in his previous stop, so it's probably gonna be more like 28 or 29 seconds. So I think Alex is net in 3rd position here after Robo makes his final pit stop.
But
the question is whether Robo will have fresher tyres.
Yeah. Will
he come out ahead of Antibiotic? That I'm not so sure of. Anti's actually lapping faster than Robo at the moment. I think it's down to the soft tyres as well as Robo getting stuck in traffic. And Robo's flashing. Robo's flashing, so he must be coming in pretty soon.
Meanwhile, again, Zanzibar versus Fubar in late braking it into Kawasaki. Can he get it stuck? It's the apex, and he's retaken 3rd place yet again. And Robo is coming in. So that's his 2nd and last pit stop. So he's got 20 minutes to go for Robo to try and make a recovery. But like he says there, he could come out just behind Alex Gaiman. If you want to keep a lookout on that there, well, we'll look at this battle for 3rd overall in the GTC class then. So Zanzibar now 3rd, Fubar 4th, Metcalf 5th, and there is your new race leader, well, returning race leader, Dominguez, set to be on course for 4 wins in a row in the championship. And then behind him is Garnell.
So Robo's getting released now, and Alex is through. Where's Antibiotic? He's just come around the main straight. I think Robo's got him.
He split the both Alex and Anti. Now it's going to be interesting to see what Robo can do. I think realistically the best he could do is 3rd place, because Alex is 13 seconds behind Crow. So Robo's best bet is potentially the bottom step of the podium.
Well, he's got much fresher tyres than the rest of the field now. So let's see what Robo can do. We talk about so the gap between Robo and Crow is around about 17 seconds at this point, so that might be a bit far, but we never know. In the last 90 minutes of this race, the tyres might fall off, so we'll see. But he has to catch what, like a second a lap at this point. I think that's a bit too much for Robo. We can definitely catch Alex.
Riding on board then with the race leader, who's just trying to lap Metcalf, then going in to Sakurai.
Oh, Metcalf just turned in on him a bit. But held his position well there. He was entitled to do that.
Yeah.
And Dominguez, he's not going to appreciate losing time like this. Metcalf runs a bit deep. I'm just looking here. The gap between Zanzibar, who's the bottom step of the GTC podium, and Garnell is 5 seconds.
Dominguez gets a great one out of Nippon. And Metcalf, Metcalf's doing the right thing. Dominguez has got to try and find a way by this lot. But I mean, over his time, he's already lost nearly 1.5 seconds to Crow. And Crow's 5.2
I think
seconds
that's 2 seconds.
That's 2 seconds now.
Yeah.
109.2 that last lap there for Dominguez. And here comes Crow. He's crossing the line. 106.9. So 2.1 seconds. Sorry, 2.3 seconds. My apologies. He's caught up to Crow. Fubar's running a little wide out of Dunlop. Oh, that's going to be tight. Well, that's Metcalf now up into 4th place in the class. But now Dominguez finally gets through Metcalf.
That cost him so much time. But Crow is going to have the same pain coming in just a couple of laps. I'm just looking at Robo just set the fastest lap of the race. So he's catching. He's catching Alex. The gap now down to 2.6 seconds. Anti, though, not out of the equation yet. He's only 2 seconds behind Robo. So if the two ahead start battling and something happens, he's in with a shout of a podium. I'm just looking at Thunder in the GTC. He has a 2.5 second gap over Baldy, just managing that ever so nicely. Baldy is pushing like a madman. but I think Thunder's got the tyres to really stretch his legs.
And the fuel as well there. Baldy's got about less than 50% now.
Fubar's just made his final pit stop.
Right, so that is going to free, that's going to free Garnell now. Let's see if he can catch up to Crow getting a couple of wheels on the grass there out of Dunlop. Now let's see what Crow can do if he can find a way by Garnell and Metcalf. A lot more.
Oh, Alex! Oh, he almost got it really out of shape at Dunlop, and that's allowed Robo to get within. Yeah, he lost half a second there, so Robo's now within 2 seconds of.
Oh, he clipped the
Alex.
grass. He clipped the grass on it turning. So that's 3 moments there for Alex at Dunlop. Spun it around once, lost the rear once, and losing it in entry. I'll tell you something right now, Alex. I don't think Carly's going to call you back. I don't think she will. I'll tell you something.
That's probably the joke of the day. Yeah. But yeah, Robo's catching. He's catching this gap to Alex.
He's gained a second after Alex's hair-raising moment at Dunlop. We just don't know how quick the Audi is on the street, because I was going back to what I was saying before we were talking about a battle Ben. We've not seen the Audis like in the GR3 Championship. I mean, we saw Hideki Sama racing Audi in the GR3s.
No, sorry, Savvy. Gunnell made a mistake. I don't know if it was on this lap. No, it was on the previous lap. He did a 1:12, and that has taken him 8 seconds behind Zanzibar on that final podium spot. 6 seconds behind Metcalf. Metcalf is catching Zanzibar. Metcalf is catching, so that could be the battle in the closing stages. We have Metcalf versus Zanzibar for third in GTC, and Robo versus Alex for third in GT.
Again, Marshall waving the blue flag at the grandstand, but Metcalf, he must be like about 1.5 seconds ahead of Crow. By the looks of it.
And Robo's purple. Let's see what lap this is from Robo. No, I don't know if don't think his final sector was that good, but his last 4 laps have been very consistent. Yeah. So he's on a mission right now to make up for his. I think in hindsight we can call this quite a bad strategy call. But we'll see. 14 minutes left to go. You never know what could happen, and he's still in with a shot of that podium spot.
Nancy's just dropping back there, nearly 5 seconds away now from this battle for third place with Alex and Robo. Let's have a look then at the battle then for the lead in the GTC. Thunderpig and Baldy, 2.5 seconds there, but Baldy did pit earlier than Thunderpig, and it looks like to me that Baldy's. I don't think Baldy can. I don't know. Depending if Thunderpig will make a mistake, which is quite rare for Thunderpig to do, but it looks like it's Thunderpig's to lose at this rate. Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see what Baldy can do. Baldy, last 2 wins in the GTC class. It looks like Thunderpig is going to take his 2nd win of the season, if he can hold on, if he doesn't make a mistake, for another 13 minutes left.
Garnell, he seems to have brushed it off, because he's just set his fastest lap of the race, and the gap to Metcalf has just come down ever so slightly. And of course Metcalf is he's now 2.3 behind Zanzibar, so Zanzibar's found something.
Oh, battle for third overall now. Robo around the outside of Alex Gaming into turn 5. That was superb from Robo.
Oh, that's a good move. That's a very, very good move. Using those fresh softs to good effect.
Robo had the inside at Sakurai, but then just stuck it around the outside of turn 5, which Alex had the inside for both turn 4 and 5, but then, like he says, the fresher soft tyres played advantage in that there. So Robo now up into, basically a third place. He's 11 seconds behind Crow, but I think that's too big of a gap, though.
You say that, but Crow just did a 108.2. So he might have made a mistake on that last lap. Or he might have had, I think he might have had traffic.
After lap traffic, yeah. He's just got by. He went by Metcalf that lap then.
So if Crow encounters a bit more lap traffic and Robo gets his head down and starts putting in those sixes again, we could be seeing he's not out of it for second place. He is catching.
He's basically got to find a second a lap. But the only problem is that Robo will have to get by Zanzibar and Gunnell and Metcalf like what Crow's doing right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I think Robo might have. He might be. It might be easier for him because he's got the fresher soft tires than Crow right now. So he might be able to make moves that Crow couldn't. Crow now catching up to the back of Zanzibar. The gap between Zanzibar and Metcalf is still 2.5 seconds. So these two very evenly matched, and Garnell there. Garnell is catching. The gap now to Metcalf down to 4.4, so he's gained a second in the last 2 laps.
Still hitting.
Wonder if he can make that late challenge.
Yeah, you know, a potential podium is still within sight there with him. What's the gap there? 7 seconds. That is definitely doable. I just don't know what the gap between Crow and Robo is doable with 10 minutes to go, though. I don't know about that, but definitely with Gurnell to Zanzibar, that is definitely catchable.
Well, Crow is about to lap Zanzibar, I believe, for the first time, yes. So, if he gets held up, he goes for the inside.
Yeah, Zanzibar
hugs the apex.
Yeah, he saw that coming.
Just dives it. But I wonder if that costs Zanzibar time, because the gap to Metcalf is now under 2 seconds. He's got the slipstream from Crow though, so that's going to help him down the straight.
Let's have a look at a lap check then for this lap alone then. So Zanzibar's lap time 109.1 compared to Metcalf's 108.5, and then Gurnell 108.4. So 7 tenths Gurnell was quicker than Zanzibar on that lap alone.
Yeah.
Less than 10 minutes to go, but now here's a problem. Robo's catching. Now let's see what the gap is for Robo to Crow. 10 seconds now. And he is stretching his legs away from Alex now in 4th, and Antibiotic was about 8 seconds away from Alex in 5th, in that 5th spot there. But, you know, Robo's flying here. 106s, 107s. He's in the zone.
Yeah. I think it might be too little too late, unfortunately. But you never know. Crow's front tyres look quite awful right now. As he goes a bit wide of Kawasaki. There's a nice little cut of that chicane. Beetle, a bit squirrely on power. What's his time going to be? It's a 107.7. And Robo rounding out Kawasaki. What's he going to be doing? As he runs over the start-finish straight. So that's 107 flat. So that's 7 tenths. Got 9.4 seconds to catch with 9 minutes remaining. I don't think it's going to be enough, unfortunately. But he just needs to keep his head down and see what he can do. Taking a look at Garnell here. Garnell still setting those 108.4s. So he's now within 4 seconds of Metcalf. Make that 3.5. Almost. Yeah, he's catching. And he's got better tyres than both Metcalf and Zanzibar. So I think the battle for 3rd in GTC is still on.
I think both.
But it really depends on whether Garnell can really, get a move on. He's got almost half a tank of fuel, so he massively refueled too much at his pit stop. But the problem for Garnell now is that Robo is coming.
Yeah, I'm looking at the battle for the lead then for the GTC class there, and I think Baldy, he's content just to finish 2nd place there. He's 5 seconds away from Thunderpig, so Thunderpig, barring if he doesn't make a mistake, he will get his 2nd win of the season, and Baldy looks like he is come to the terms that he is going to finish 2nd in the class. But he does have a massive 31 seconds though over the battle for that 3rd spot in the class there. Still led by Zanzibar. Metcalf is 2.5 seconds back. And then you got Garnell, who is now 2.7 away from Metcalf, but Garnell set the fastest lap there, that last lap alone there. He's into the 107s now.
Yeah, the gap to Metcalf down to 2.5 seconds. He's coming. He's coming. We're going to see a battle for definitely for fourth place in class.
And the gap...
Is he going to have time to catch Zanzibar for that third? He's 5 seconds off.
Yeah, 5 seconds off, yeah, I was just about to say that, yeah. But the only problem is for Garnell now is he's got...
Oh, Metcalf goes wide at Kawasaki!
He's done the same thing what Garnell did! He did...
And Garnell...
Oh, Metcalf, what did you do? Was that a late braking in at Kawasaki? Was it just a lapse of concentration? Oh yeah, lapse of concentration and broke way too deep. Oh, disaster for Metcalf there. Could have been a potential podium, but he's just gifted that away.
Garnell has time to catch Zanzibar if he keeps his pace up. His last lap was 8 tenths quicker. So if he's able to maintain this for the next 6 minutes, he could be in with a shout there, I believe.
But blue flag's being waved into Metcalf.
Yeah,
That'll be Alex.
Robo's right there.
I think if Garnell can find a way to get by Robo, maybe get the toe off him on the start-finish straight, and then he'll be a lot more closer to Zanzibar. But we'll see what Garnell can do, or was Robo even close enough to the back of Garnell? Looks like to me he's not. But I tell you what, Garnell is really catching him. What's the gap now? What is the gap? 3.6 seconds. He's gaining like pretty much a second a lap.
And Robo's not close enough on this lap. In fact,
108.1 there for Garnell compared to a 109.4 for Zanzibar. So Zanzibar is really, really struggling, and you can tell he even though Garnell was like 3 seconds adrift, he is feeling the pressure.
And you know what? Robo was only a tenth of a second quicker than Garnell on that last lap. So Garnell, he's doing GT pace right now, and he's catching. He's flying. Oh, you can see the gap. Oh, as Alex tries to make a move on Metcalf.
Oh. Just saw that there, and can Alex find the line?
Robo's dived it down the inside of Garnell into...
Now this could be good. This could be good going into Nippon, so this could be alright here for Garnell to get a bit of a toe off of Robo to catch up with Zanzibar. If he could just stay within the toe. He's got to get Kawasaki right though.
I think he's lost it already. But if he can get it back on the straight, that would be great for him.
I think he's in the toe, you know. It's right on both of them. I think he's definitely in the toe. He's catching. The gap's coming down. It's less than 3 seconds now. 108.8 for Garnell that last lap. Zanzibar did a 109.1. So that's what, another 3 tenths out of that lead from Zanzibar. This is shaping up to be quite a thrilling race here. But I mean, it's what the legend Muddy Walker says. Catching is one thing, getting by is quite another. With 4 minutes to go, it's certainly going to be very tough.
The other thing that's going to help Garnell is that Robo is catching. He's a GT in the works here, and he's going to try and get past Zanzibar. That might cost Zanzibar some time.
Robo lost the rear out of 7.
That's Hazama. Not, yeah.
That's turn 6. Yeah.
Yep.
I was saying turn 7. I didn't go into 7. There we go.
But yeah, Garnell's now 1.5 behind Zanzibar. And he's setting blue sectors. So he could be on for another 107 here or a low 108. And I think Robo's in the slip here, so he's going to get the job done down the straight.
Yeah, 107.8 that lap time for Garnell. What lap time did Zanzibar did? A 109.6. So that's another 1.8 seconds he's took away. And Garnell is there. He's there. He's less than a second.
But Zanzibar's got the slip of Robo now, so that's going to help him down this straight. Can he stay there going through these corners? We know Robo is on the freshest tyres of the GTs. I will say this though, his tyre wear looks to be very similar to Dominguez up front. And remember that Robo
he's got a great one. He had a great run out of Hazama there. Zanzibar going defensive. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Where can you get by him now? Zanzibar's going to have to defend that third place in the GTC. Now he's going to go on the racing line now. He thought about going to the middle of the track there to try and, you know,
but if he gets a late exit here, he might be able to set up the run down the straight. Look at that. He's 3 tenths behind, looking for that slipstream. Is he going to use those fresh tyres, make him move into turn 1?
Now, don't outbrake yourself here, Garnell, like you did at Metcalf early on in the race.
The inside.
It's inside the Dunlop.
He brakes very late, though!
He did exactly the same! He did exactly the same what he did to Metcalf ages ago in the race. Exactly the same thing. But only he just kept it on the track. Now, can he regain his composure? Because he's lost about a second alone by doing that.
So the interesting thing is here, these guys are right on the cusp of having either 2 or 3 laps to go. So we might get this for another... Garnell might have...
Robo's off!
Robo's off! What just happened? And he's just sitting there.
Disconnect, was it?
His wheel, it must be his wheel or something. But that's heartbreak for Robo. We see what happened, and he's
left the room.
That must be a disconnect then.
Yeah, that must have been a disconnection, a wheel disconnection or something.
I think it might have been an internet thing because did he just understeer off at Hazama.
He carried a lot of pace going into his armour. Anyway, we're looking at the leader, Dominguez, then. Just a stroll in the park, then. And it is, status quo in the championship. Dominguez wins all 3 races. Cro-Magno gets all 3 second place finishes. And Antibiotic there getting all 3 third place finishes there. Yup, disappointed in the chat. Disappointed there. Antibiotic then in 4th. But let's have a look at this battle now for 7th place overall. And Garnell is back on it there. 30 seconds to go.
They might get another lap. Who's going to look to the inside? On the inside, Hazama gets a bit out of shape.
Oh, there's contact.
Zanzibar's going to try and close him off. But
there was
the
contact.
long left-hander. Garnell's going to do a cutback.
He's going to have the outside though for Kawasaki. Now don't outbreak yourself here, Garnell. Oh, this is going to be very, very close. Are they going to stick in another lap? I don't know. It's going to be so close.
But he gets to run off the corner, I think.
3 seconds to go. 2, 1. No, they're not going to do it. Oh, what a shame. That could have been a good battle there. Zanzibar gets 3rd overall. Garnell gets 4th place. Alex Gaiman across the line 3rd. Anyways, Metcalf crosses in 5th.
5th in class.
Yeah, and then Fubar, he's quite a long way back. In fact, he's just been lapped by Cro-Magno. But yeah,
here comes the winner of GTC, Thunderpig. What a dominant performance from Thunder. Absolutely brilliant. He's got 9 seconds over Baldy. And he's answered some of his critics.
Yep, and here comes Baldy just out of Kawasaki. 2nd place though. 3 races, 2 wins, and a 2nd. He won't be too bad with that. And I think we are just waiting for Fubar Dominguez, who's just making his way out of Kawasaki, and he will make it 4 wins out of 4. Dominant as always there. That little disappointment there. Does his traditional slowing across the line. Here comes Crow. Looks like he's nearly out of fuel, but there he comes across the line to get his 4th and 2nd place finishes. And here comes Fubar to cross the line last in the GTCs and 10th overall.
Oh, that was quite tense.
That was that. I'm so disappointed not to see the battle with Zanzibar and Garnell go for 1 more lap. That was quite a shame.
That was shaping up to be something quite special. Congrats to Zanzibar for getting his maiden podium in ARC, I believe.
Yeah, they will be. Yep.
Don't fact check me on that one. Congratulations. So let's get the results up actually. Congratulations to Dominguez for a brilliant performance, taking the win in GT. Crow in 2nd, 6 seconds behind at the end. You have Alex in 3rd. And Antibiotic in 4th. Shame for Robo, who would have been on for a 3rd position. We don't know what happened to him as of yet. It might have been a driver error. Who knows? Might have been a disconnect. So we'll have to. The jury's out on that one, unfortunately. But he'll be back. And then in GTC we have Thunderpig taking a dominant win, followed by Baldy. Zanzibar holding off Garnell for the last step of the podium. That was a great battle in the closing laps, and well done to Garnell for coming back twice to almost grab the podium. Metcalf takes 5th in class, strong recovery as well from him, and Fubar 6th in GTC, and that was that was the race.
Yeah, that was round 6 of the championship. That was good fun. That was really good.
Yeah, I'm just really happy that I saw some racing today.
You've seen some Gunno in the chat there. If wish we had one more lap, I think Gunno would have had some.
That was no. Oh yes, in the race chat. Sorry, I was looking at the stream chat there. Yeah, Wesley. Yeah, sorry, man. One mistake too many, but you'll get him next time. Drove pretty well today. Robo says his cable got momentarily yanked at the other end. Was that by a cat? Was that by a cat, possibly, or a human being? A disgruntled brother? Don't know if we'll get an answer to that before the stream ends, but yeah.
Well then, I think we'll call that a night there, because I think my dog's waiting to go walkie. So yeah, that has been the ARC ALMS Series, round 6 of the championship at the Autopolis Shortway. Next week is going to be at Brands Hatch, where we will see the PC drivers and the GT drivers out on the track there. So we're going to be seeing if Goofy can extend his championship lead in that category. And then also in the GTs as well, if Dominguez will make it 5 wins out of 5 there. And then the week after that we'll be having it'll be a break. Lovely stuff there. Yeah. So, yeah, lovely stuff. So, there you go. That has been round 6 of the championship. So, we're going to end the stream right here. So, I've been Savvy.
And I've been Rascal.
And we'll see you again next week at Brands Hatch.